Dear ones, many speak of ascension. Does that mean you will die an early earth death? Or that you will become a new person? So many concepts about a simple shift. You are merely returning to the being you were prior to your first earth entry. When you entered 3D Earth, you added layers of physical, spiritual, and emotional protection. Such protection separates you from yourself, all Earth entities and now Earth itself. Protection that has become a barrier to your future. You have been quite adept at change throughout your Earth life and beyond, even though one of your core beliefs is that you have not changed. Oh, you look in the mirror and note physical changes, but you continue to believe that you adapt to your current world with the same skills you have used since you entered Earth's environment in this lifetime. In truth, you have altered your beliefs and actions continuously since your Earth birth. If you question that thought, remember something as simple as your clothing or language. You easily changed with the times. Even your voice is different from when you were 3 or 20 years old. You have shifted and evolved continuously and will do so forever. It is just that much of your 3D change was enmeshed in fear, for Earthlings were addressing fear, resulting in at least a touch of fear once you accept that your entire being is shifting during this new you transition. What will I look like? What does that mean for my Earth longevity in this lifetime? What's going to happen to my loved ones? And on and on. All questions tinged in fear. For the word change often makes you contemplate how best to move through that change to avoid fear. Such is one of the reasons you need to process new you at your personal pace of acceptance and joy. So you are, all the while wondering how your ascension, however you define ascension, will impact your life. Few of you envision the process of ascension as a joyful experience. Not because you are enmeshed in pain, but because your 3D beliefs are that you likely will be. In essence, setting yourself up for failure. Not that failure is a possibility, but that you believe it might be. Yet another deeply hidden fear you are coming to terms with as you evolve in this transition. There are several reasons why fear continues to be closely related to this transition in your mind. 3D Earth changes were expected and discussed. Even though you shifted your thoughts and actions as you spent time on Earth, such was completed in a social framework that allowed you to believe only your physical being was changing. How many of you have commented to one another that even though you are a certain age, you feel as you did when you were in your 20s? Such is not true, but you believe it is. A piece that is uncomfortable for you now. For no one is providing an overview of how you will react, shift, or how long you will remain of Earth in this lifetime. Even though there are many resources for this wondrous shift, there is no overall guide about what to expect. Puberty, middle age, marriage, pregnancy, menopause, retirement years, all expected 3D actions and reactions. Even though there is a wide range of actions within those broad categories, you knew you might be uncomfortable but you would not implode or disappear. This new you transition continuously reminds you that you are your guide. For what? When? How? Where? All frightening pieces you try to ignore as you swim upstream, against the social tide. You are moving, transitioning, evolving on faith. Which often wears a bit. You have been told that your physical being is shifting, yet no one can verify that. You have been told your friendship circle will expand or finances are easy to obtain, yet you have not necessarily experienced either. Even though you are hoping the future is as prophesied, you have little evidence that such is so. A bit like when you wanted to date, and your parents made you wait until they felt you were mature enough to do so. All worked out eventually, even though you did not believe you could waylay your gratification when your need to be romantically involved first appeared. So it is now. You are not children. But since you are merely beginning to experience the joy we have long prophesied with not a lot to show for it, you question the information you receive. Even though you are rapidly evolving day by day, you have not yet realized such is so. We are observing you, as did your parents, and know you are now a more mature new you than you realize. Does such a thought matter if you are not experiencing what you wish to experience? We can only direct you. You must complete that process by allowing yourself to move at the pace correct for you, which perhaps seems like yet another carrot, but, in truth, is affirming that you are now a young universal adult. So all pieces right and comfortable will fall in place when the time is right for you. You are no longer a universal infant, child or teenager. You are a universal young adult creating the life right for you one step at a time. First you had to clear those pieces tied to former lives, or climb up the mountain. Then you cleared those pieces that hindered your evolution in this lifetime, rolling down the hill. Now, yet again, you are moving forward more rapidly than anyone thought possible. So it is you now wish to zoom around the universes, as well as maintain your earth life in this lifetime. So you will, one step at a time. For many of your physical changes are to increase your skill set and longevity. Does that mean you will live to be 150 years old in this lifetime? Only you know. You are writing the transition book. For your 3D information about puberty, menopause, and so many other physical, emotional, intellectual shifts was created by millions of people experiencing somewhat the same shift. Do you suppose the first cave people understood puberty? Probably as little as they understood eclipses. For early Earth beings were certain the world was ending when an eclipse covered their midday sun. So it is you are compiling the many shifts that will eventually be labeled ascension by future Earth generations. But then, those born in the future will not undergo the depth and number of shifts you are now. For how to live and prosper in New Earth will be part of their wiring from birth. All because of you. So be it. Amen.